Good morning, all of you. Today, we are going to discuss about analog modulation technique. So, already we have discussed in previous class what is meant by modulation, what is meant by analog signal, and what is meant by analog modulation technique. What are the basic requirements? Okay. Then those things we have discussed already in previous class. Okay. So this is about the analog modulation system. Okay. So coming to analog modulation, here the definition of the modulation is everybody. Mr. Venkababu, Mr. Venkababu, it is Venkababu.
Sir, చెప్పండి సార్.
Tell me the definition of the modulation. What is the definition of the modulation?
ఆడే ఉంది కదా సార్ స్క్రీన్ మీద.
Huh?
సార్ స్క్రీన్ మీద ఉంది సార్ అదేనా?
Tell me the definition of the modulation.
తెలియదు సార్, మర్చిపోయాను సార్.
The process of varying some characteristics of high frequency signals in accordance with the instantaneous value of the message signal, that is called as modulation. That is the first definition, and that is a fundamental definition of the modulation. Okay, the process of varying some characteristics of high frequency signals in accordance with the instantaneous value of the message signal. Or one more definition is the carrier wave is varied. The carrier wave is varied in accordance with the instantaneous amplitude of the message signal. Okay, the carrier is varied in accordance with the instantaneous amplitude of the message signal, which is called as modulation. It is called as a modulation. Okay, so here this is the first definition and second definition is over. In simple way, we can say that the modulation means it is simply to convert the low frequency signal into high frequency signal. The low frequency signal into high frequency signal. That is a simple definition. Okay. So the first definition is the process of varying some characteristics of high frequency signal. High frequency means there is a carrier signal. Okay. The process of varying some characteristics of high frequency signals in accordance with the instantaneous amplitude, not here value, the instantaneous amplitude value of the message signal will be called as a modulation. Or simply the carrier wave is varied in accordance with the instantaneous amplitude of the message signal is called as a modulation. Okay. So what is meant by analog modulation? This is only the definition is analog modulation. Already we have discussed analog signal means there is a continuous signal. The example for continuous signal is our speech signal. Okay. So in that our voice frequency is 300 Hz to 3000 Hz. That is 300 Hz to 3 kHz. Okay. So in the analog modulation means, okay, the process of varying, okay, some characteristics of high frequency analog signal. So in some other modulation techniques, the carrier will be treated as, that is pulse signal also. That will be treated as a pulse signal also. So that in the analog modulation system, the process of varying some characteristics of analog signal, that is based upon the instantaneous amplitude of the message signal. That is based upon the instantaneous amplitude of the message signal. That is called as analog modulation system. That is called as a analog modulation system. Okay. So in the analog modulation system, what are the basic requirements? The basic requirements for any modulation is, the first one is message signal, the second one is the carrier signal. The first one is message signal, the second one is the carrier signal. All of you know the message signal is, that is low frequency signal, that is a low frequency signal. The carrier signal is represented as high frequency signal. Okay, the carrier signal is represented as a high frequency signal. Tell me, what is the other names for message signal? What are the other names for message signal? Modulating signal, information signal, input signal, source signal, audio frequency signal. Okay, these are, that is also baseband signal. Okay, we can represent, that can also be represented as a baseband signal. Okay, so the carrier signal is high frequency signal or radio frequency signal. High frequency or radio frequency. So depends upon the amplitude of the message signal. Depends upon the amplitude of the message signal. This carrier is varied. See, message is not variable. Okay, only variable is the carrier signal only. Okay, so message signal depends upon the amplitude of the message signal. The carrier is variable. The carrier is variable. Okay, so for that, what we will do is, okay, so basically in the analog modulation system, we is used for the transmission of the conventional analog signal, such as already told you, analog means our voice signal is a analog signal, that is voice, music and video. Okay, these are the represented as the examples for analog signal. Okay, so how many types of the analog modulation system, modulation methods we have? Okay, first we need to find out, okay, how many types of the analog modulation techniques we have. Okay, so those analog modulation techniques, find out those analog modulation technique. Simply what we will do is, okay, so we will consider the time varying signal. Consider the general expression for the time varying sine wave. Time varying sine wave, that is V of t equal to, that is V of t equal to V into sine of 2 pi ft plus 5. V of t equal to V into sine of 2 pi ft plus 5, where V of t represented as the time varying signal, V is amplitude, so that it will be treated as a amplitude modulation. F is frequency, so that it will be treated as a frequency modulation. 5 means phase, so that it will be represented as a phase modulation. Okay, that will be represented as a phase modulation. Okay, so the methods of the analog modulation systems based upon the time varying signal, such as amplitude modulation, frequency modulation and phase modulation. Amplitude modulation, frequency modulation and phase modulation. Okay, so already we know that the definition for the amplitude modulation, frequency modulation and phase modulation. In the amplitude modulation is, amplitude is variable, the frequency is constant. Similarly, in the frequency modulation, frequency variable, amplitude is constant. Okay, in phase modulation, the phase is variable, the amplitude is constant. Amplitude is constant. Okay, so in the amplitude modulation, the amplitude of the carrier, is varied. The amplitude of the carrier is varied in accordance with the instantaneous amplitude of the message signal. The instantaneous amplitude of the message signal, which is called as amplitude modulation. The next here, in the amplitude modulation, the frequency is constant, amplitude is variable. The frequency is constant, amplitude is variable. Then the next one is frequency modulation. Okay, in the frequency modulation, the frequency of the carrier wave is varied. The frequency of the carrier wave is varied in accordance with the instantaneous amplitude of the message signal, where the frequency is variable, amplitude is constant. Then the phase modulation, the phase of the carrier wave which is varied in accordance with the instantaneous amplitude of the message signal, where the frequency is variable, amplitude is constant. Okay, the outputs of the output of the frequency modulation as well as this phase modulation, both are just like seems to be the same, but the principal operation is different. Okay, now means in the frequency modulation, for increasing the amplitude of in the frequency modulation, for increasing the amplitude of this is increasing amplitude, for increasing the amplitude of message signal, the frequency is increased. Then for decreasing of the amplitude from the message signal, the frequency is also decreased. Then whenever it is increased, then the frequency is also increased. But whereas in the case of the phase modulation, for increasing amplitude of the message signal, the frequency should be decreased. Then for decreasing the amplitude from the message signal, the frequency is increased. That means in both the cases, the variable is frequency only. But what is the difference here? Okay, the difference is up to this the frequency increasing here, but up to this the frequency is decreasing here. That is only the difference between the frequency modulation and the phase modulation. That is the frequency modulation and the phase modulation of that particular signal. Okay. So that is the phase modulation, frequency modulation, amplitude modulation, and phase modulation of a signal. So these are the output waveforms for amplitude modulation. The basic input is message signal, then carrier signal. This is low frequency. This is high frequency. This is low frequency, and this one is high frequency. See here, for higher amplitudes, from the message signal, the amplitude is increased. For lower amplitudes, the amplitude decreased. Again, for higher amplitudes, increasing the amplitude. Okay, increasing the amplitude. Okay, but the shape of this amplitude of the message signal will be treated as the envelope of the signal, the envelope of the modulated signal. M of t means message signal, C of t means carrier signal, S of t means modulated signal. Okay, so now the output of this, the output of the amplitude of this particular message signal, this is V maximum. This is a V maximum. This is V minimum. That means minimum amplitude and maximum amplitude. This is a minimum amplitude and this is represented as the maximum amplitude. Based upon the minimum and maximum amplitude, the modulation index of the AM signal is, that is, V max minus V minimum by V max plus V minimum. Okay, so that is V max minus V minimum divided by V max plus V minimum into 100. Okay, this is the modulation index of AM signal. This is referred as a modulation index of AM signal. Okay, so based upon that, this will be generated the output waveform of the AM signal. Output waveform of the AM signal. Then the simple definitions, that is information capacity. Okay, so the information capacity is a measure of how much information. The information capacity is a measure of how much information can be propagated through a communication system, and that is a function of bandwidth and transmission time. That is a function of bandwidth, and this is function of bandwidth and transmission time. Okay, so the information capacity is defined as a measure of how much information can be how much information can be propagated through a communication system. Then that information which is a function of bandwidth and the transmission time, that is a function of bandwidth and transmission time. Okay, so that is the information capacity, TD. That is a information capacity. That information capacity represents the number of independent symbols that can be carried through a system in a given unit of time. That will be considering as some particular unit. Okay, within that unit it will be carried. Okay, so that can be reference in the information capacity. Okay, so the basic definition of the information capacity, which is represented as the information capacity, is a measure of how much information can be propagated through a given system, given communication system. That information, which is a function of bandwidth and transmission time. It is a function of bandwidth and transmission time. It represents the number of independent symbols. That can be carried through a system, and it is a given unit of time. Okay, so that is represented as the information capacity. Okay, so here the most basic symbol which is used to represent the information in the binary digit is represented as a bit. The most basic symbol which is used to represent the information is a binary digit. Okay, the most basic symbol used to represent the information is a binary digit. That is represents in terms of the bits. Okay, so the information capacity of a system in bits per second, that is BPS. That is represented as a BPS. Okay, that is a BPS. Okay, so this is the information capacity. The information capacity is a measure of how much information can be propagated through a communication system and which is a function of bandwidth and transmission time. It is a function of bandwidth and transmission time. That is represented as the information capacity. That is represented as a information capacity. The information capacity is a measure of how much information can be propagated through a communication system, and it is a function of bandwidth and transmission time. It represents, that is, information capacity represents the number of independent symbols, that can be carried, through a system in a given unit of time, Okay. So the most basic symbol which is used to represent the information is a binary digit. A binary digit means that is ones and zeros, that can be represented in terms of the bits, The information capacity of a system in bits per second is, that is represented as, it will be measured in terms of a bits per second, Okay. So that is the analog modulation system and the information capacity. Okay. So once again, I'm revising you. The analog modulation system means, the first of all, we can go for what is meant by analog. Okay. Analog means the signal which contains a continuous function of time. With respect to its corresponding amplitude. That is analog signal. Okay. Analog signal can also be called as a continuous signal. Okay. The best example for analog signal is our voice signal. Okay. So voice frequency is the 300 hertz to 3000 hertz. That is 0.3 kilohertz to 3 kilohertz. 0.3 kilohertz to 3 kilohertz. That is analog signal. Okay. Then modulation. Okay. Already well known the definition of the modulation. The first definition is, the modulation is a process of varying some characteristics of high frequency signals in accordance with the instantaneous amplitude of the message signal. That is called as modulation. That is the first definition. The second definition is, okay, the carrier wave is varied in accordance with the instantaneous amplitude of the message signal. That is called as the modulation. Okay. In other words, in simple way, we can say the process of the converting the low frequency signal into high frequency signal. That is represented as a modulation. Okay. That is represented as a modulation. Okay. Here, the can considering as the message signal. Okay. Here, in the message signal, that is message signal for doing any modulation. Okay. So the basic requirement is message signal and carrier signal. The basic requirements are message and carrier signal. Message signal is low frequency signal. The carrier signal is high frequency signal. The message is low frequency signal. Carrier is high frequency signal. The other name for message signal is baseband signal, information signal, input signal, source signal, modulating signal, AF signal, etc. Okay. So the carrier signal is high frequency signal or radio frequency signal. Okay. So in the analog modulation system, we use for the transmission of the conventional analog signal such as voice, music, and video. These are the analog signal. Okay. Voice, music, and video. So for the analog modulation system, what you will do is consider the time varying signal.